Conway had his crash a couple of years ago when he rode up and over Ryan Hunter-Reay. So the car hit the wall, comes out, and then you see the Verizon machine of Will Power just slice underneath it a little bit. And for Conway, he's riding up on the top of the wall, Eddie, and luckily the car comes back down, as we call it, on all four, obviously wheels missing, but a ride that Mike Conway certainly does not want to take, and probably relived a little bit of what happened to him 2 years ago.
And we want to remind everybody watching this horrific accident that turned out with no drivers getting hurt, that these are brand new cars that have been engineered to make sure they are much safer in impacts like this, and it did everything it was expected to do. But that whole accident started from a bad pit stop, and then it just degenerated, and he looked like he was actually going slow when he started to spin.
All right, let's go on board with Will Power and just listen.
Pretty comfortable, and as soon as I made turn one, the car just flicked, and the first flick I still in control, but suddenly it escaped out of my hand and it just went completely 180, and as soon as I hit the wall, which I thought was going to be a really huge impact, it wasn't. When all of a sudden backwards I felt the car start taking off, and that's where I'm like, oh snap, this is going to hurt. I closed my eyes to that point because I didn't know what's going to happen, and when I opened, I was actually not quite understanding because I not even felt an impact on the landing. And Roger was on the radar, "Are you okay?" And I was like, surprisingly, yes, I'm okay. But in the end of the day, we're able to go back out there and we're ready to continue our work.
You know, it's one of those accidents you don't like to see happen, but the good news is he's fine, and the car obviously is in good shape from the standpoint of safety for the driver.
I was
flag, and the 79th running of the Indy 500 is underway as Scott Goodyear sweeps across the outside and into the lead. Ari Lyondike ducks into second place. And we've got a car into the wall right off of the first turn. Two cars tangled. One of them is Eddie Cheever. The other looked to be Stan Fox. And the front end of one car cut away. The rest of the field slows.
You can see as we look at this second replay how many tires and suspension pieces began to come off the cars right away and affect cars that really were not part of the original accident at all. Lynn St. James was one of those who was tagged by a flying debris. Here's a third one from the car of Bobby, who of course started fairly far back in the pack. Watch to the right of the screen, and there's where the debris is already bouncing around. Remember, carbon fiber is dark gray in color. It's very hard to see against the track, particularly on a day like this, so it's easy to pick up a flat.
It would look from my vantage point down here in turn 2, Sam and Paul, that something must have broken on the Fox car, because it immediately made a right-hand turn. That's not normal.
Let's go to Jerry Punch.
The have-not.
A crash coming out of turn 4. The car has gone into the pit area. I believe it hit the abutment separating the track and the pit road. It is well out of my view. The car went into the pit area and is stopped there right now.
Kevin Cogan spins in turn 4 and hits the pit road attenuator. Miraculously, Cogan escapes the horrific crash without a scratch.
Destroyed, but you can see Mike moving inside the car. He's going on the inside of Ryan Hunter-Reay. This reminds me almost of Dan Weldon's crash here in turn 3 and 4 quite a few years ago, and the car is up into the fence, which is almost reminiscent of Kenny Brack's accident at Texas quite a few years ago, guys. Very, very lucky.
You know, he was incredibly lucky that he did not go head into that fence. That is a horrible impact. Wow.
All right, let's go on board from Helio Castroneves' point of view.
You can see Mike was trying for some reason to go on the inside.
Wow, he almost collected Anna Beatrice. Now from Ryan Hunter-Reay's car.
So you can see that he got hit on the inside and up over the top, and you can see Ryan Hunter-Reay moving his hands, and he looks up in front of him and he goes, my gosh, I can't believe that.
Oh, wow. Oh, so